Now let's spend some time on the drums. And this is going to take a little bit of detail work. So we have expand. Now, assuming you all use the same notes as I did, C as your kick drum, D as your snare drum, and F sharp as your hi-hats, this should all work out. Otherwise, you can kind of select your hi-hats by clicking on the note. That would be all of the hi-hats across the whole song, and you could move them around to find what's needed, because we are going to swap out expand for Kontakt yet again. All right, so instrument Kontakt stereo. We're going to use Studio Drummer. So drop that down. I'm going to use the session kit full. Double click. So right away, I'm going to get my drums. Now they sound very good, but they sound very reverberant to me. So we're going to do some stuff to get rid of that sound. So you can come down the bottom tabs here to the mixer, where you can kind of hear and solo the individual instruments of the drum. Now notice that's not where the reverberation's coming from. It's actually coming from the room. So a little bit on Studio Drummer. Very, very cool instrument. It really is like an actual multi-track drum recording, where you have overhead mics that are catching the entire drum kit. You have room mics that are maybe 30 feet off the drum kit, and you're getting the whole drum set. The overhead in mono. Okay, so that one has quite a bit of reverberation. It also has a send on it, which is probably sending to some reverb. So I'm actually going to, let's see if that says what it does. I don't really want to get into that. Let's just cut this. Okay, and we might bring down these volumes a little bit. So the kick sounds pretty nice. You select the snare. One thing that I would like to try and do is change the effects preset. I think that's what I like. Okay, so also when you go to settings, you can see bleed. All right, and bleed is how much of the kick drum are you going to hear in the snare drum mic. And this particular preset has none, and I'm okay with that. Let's have it really clean. Okay. Sub mic, we have those. Hi-hat. Wow, the hi-hat is super, super quiet. Like non-existent, actually. Maybe I'm in that section where there's no hi-hat. There it is. Okay, so where else is the hi-hat going to come from? Because that's very little. It is panned all the way left. We're going to get quite a bit in the overheads. This is where the reverb's coming from. Okay, so let's try the effects. EQ. There we go. We get a little bit more with a better EQ setting. So I'm just mixing these overheads down a little bit so we have more control over the individual drums. Okay, because from there, we're going to split these. So I need 2 more stereo instrument tracks. Actually, I might need kick, snare, hi-hat, overhead. So I'm going to make, and room. Let's make 5. Kick, snare. Yeah, let's make 5 stereo instrument tracks. naming, starting from kick, snare, hi-hat, overheads, and room. Now, how does this work? Same as battery, but different because it's not battery. So when we come in here and we click on settings again, you see the output. So for kick, we're going to go to stereo 1. Snare, we're going to go to stereo 2. Hi-hat, we're going to go to stereo 3. Overheads, we're going to go to stereo 4. And let's not use this one. Let's use this. And we'll go stereo 5 for a little bit of the room. Oops, I'm sorry. Stereo 4 for the overheads. Click on stereo 5, room, stereo 5. So this is going to give us control over it later. We don't need to use this mixer. So now all we hear is the kick drum until we come down to no input, plug in, Kontakt, kick, because that's the one. We have so many contacts. Stereo 2. Plug in, Kontakt, kick, stereo 3. Plug in, Kontakt, kick, stereo 4. Plug in, Kontakt, kick, stereo 5. All right, so we have a very realistic sounding drum kit now. There you go.